Hey there, and welcome back to Legal Explanations. Today, we're diving into a classic contract law case called Hyde versus Wrench. This case is famous for establishing a really important rule about counteroffers. So if you're a law student, especially if you're studying English law, this is a case you need to know inside out. And my job is to make sure that you do. So let's get started. So the facts are very simple. In 1840, a landowner called Mr. Wrench decided to sell his farm. He found a potential buyer, another man called Mr. Hyde, and negotiations began. Mr. Wrench said he would sell the farm for £1,000. Mr. Hyde responded that he would buy it for £950. Mr. Wrench rejected that counter-offer, and that was the end of it. Now, a few days later, Mr. Hyde had second thoughts. He realized that he may have left money on the table by making that counter-offer. So he went back to Mr. Wrench and said, "You know what? I take it all back. I now want to accept your original offer of £1,000. Unfortunately for Mr. Hyde, Mr. Wrench had already sold the farm to someone else by that time. So Mr. Hyde sued for breach of contract. He argued that he had accepted the original offer, so Mr. Wrench should be held to it. Mr. Wrench, on the other hand, said that Mr. Hyde's acceptance came too late, because his counter-offer had already terminated the original offer, meaning there was nothing left to accept. So what did the court decide? Well, to answer that, we need to look at the legal principle at play. We call it the rule in Hyde versus Wrench. The court held that Mr. Hyde's counter-offer of £950 was not an acceptance of the original offer. It was a counter-offer, and when a counter-offer is made, the original offer is immediately revoked or killed, as stated by Lord Chief Justice Tyndall in the judgment. It is a general rule that where there has been a counter-offer, the original offer is to be considered as having been withdrawn. Why? Why does the law say that counter-offers kill original offers? Well, it's all about preserving certainty in negotiations. Imagine if the opposite were true. A person could make an offer, then wait and see how the other person responds. If they counter-offer, then they could just go back and accept the original offer. That would create so much uncertainty in negotiations, and people wouldn't know where they stand. Also, it would allow for an abuse of the system. Someone could keep making higher and higher counter-offers, and as soon as the other person tries to stick to the original offer, claim that they had accepted it. This would undermine the whole point of making offers and counter-offers in the first place. Let me illustrate this with a simple example. You go to a shop and ask, "How much is this TV?" The shopkeeper says £1,000. You say, "I will give you £800. That £800 is a counter-offer. The original offer of £1,000 is dead. If the shopkeeper says, "No, I will take £900, and you say, "Okay, I will take it," that £900 is not an acceptance of your original offer. It is a new offer which you are now accepting. In our case, Mr. Hyde's counter-offer of £950 was a rejection of the original offer of £1,000. Therefore, the original offer was no longer available for him to accept later, even though Mr. Hyde said he wanted to accept the original offer. The court held that it was too late. The offer had been revoked. As a result, There was no contract between Mr. Hyde and Mr. Wrench. Because of this case, whenever you make a counter-offer, keep in mind that you are rejecting the original offer. If you want to accept the original offer, make sure you do so before you counter-offer. Otherwise, the original offer will be gone forever. Hyde versus Wrench is a foundational case in contract law. It establishes the basic rule that when you counter-offer, you kill the original offer. So remember this rule and use it to analyze any counter-offer situations that you come across in your own life. If you enjoyed this explanation, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to see more cases broken down. Thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.